How's it going, friends? Hey, family is the most important thing in our lives. Our marriages, our relationships, our children. We all say it. We all feel it. It's just hard to actually live it out. It's hard to live it out where we prioritize loving these people, being committed to them, with all the distractions that we have. And as we grow and as we get older, we want to keep growing. We want to keep maturing. We want to keep learning. We want to keep being the better and best version of ourselves. So thank you so much for letting Jordan and I be a part of your lives today and through this podcast. And today we're going to talk about something that I think is going to be really, really helpful. Whether you are a man listening to this episode called Understanding Men, I hope as you listen to this, you feel seen, you feel heard. I hope you raise your EQ. I hope you find some words to better understand yourself, better to communicate to the people that love you. And if you are a woman or a wife or a girlfriend listening to this, I hope you really enjoy it and I hope you listen. I hope you come with an open mind, an open heart. Say, hey, I want to learn about more men and realize how, oh my gosh, so different we are. And I hope you take this knowledge and you do something good with it, something loving, something like that is going to be building up, good things in your relationships and your home with your kids. And so, Jordan, I'm pumped for today.
Yeah. No, it's going to be good. And I don't want the moms or the wives or the women to feel left out. It's just like me and Sean are guys. We understand guys, right? We don't want to put words into the mouths of the wives and the moms out there and the women out there. So we're like, okay, we know this category. I'd love to touch on the other category, but I think for that we should have some kind of guest come in so we can really get some perspective.
About a year ago, almost to this date, we did an episode called the Dad's Episode, which we had really good feedback.
Yeah.
And then we had the following week, we did the Mom's Episode, which was really fun. But you're right. I think we could do an episode called Understanding Men, but I'm a little scared to doing something called Understanding Women. Like, I don't know.
Like we would know. Like, well, what women really want, and then someone listens like, are you freaking kidding me? That's what you think I want? Yeah.
Exactly. We did research. We were on Google in the chat. And it's like we shouldn't go there without actually having women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
Okay.
Good call.
Okay,
Good call. So we'll stick with this for now.
We'll stick with this. So here's how we formatted today's show. Jordan and I each prepared and did research on 3 things that we feel like in our hearts are really good to share on this episode. 3 points of we really think that you really need to hear this to understand the men in your life and the young men. I don't know what he's going to share. He doesn't know what I'm going to share. So we might have some overlapping. But I want you to know from my perspective, I really looked for things that really weren't obvious. So things that if you think about if you do a basic report, like understanding men and want, what do men want? I kind of tried to go a little bit deeper under the surface. So.
I'm so glad we have you on this podcast because I did the exact opposite. I did no research on this. I picked the 3 things that were at the top of my head, which I feel like they're important because I was like, what do I really need and what do I really want? I wanted it to be more of a personal experience. And I think these are things people obviously have heard before, but there's going to be some reinforcement, so that'll be good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. All right, well, I'll start with my first one.
Good.
And you'll do 3, and then we'll do a little recap at the end. All right, here's my first one, that understanding men. All right, everyone take a deep breath. Here it comes. All right. And what we'll do is we're going to use the word men sometime. We're going to use the word husband. We may use the word boyfriend, but I'm going to mostly speak with husband.
All right.
On this. All right. So your husband often feels like he's failing, even when he seems fine, is my first one.
Wow, that's really big. And that is so freaking true, man. It's like when you think he's got it all put together, it's like in his mind, he's like, am I even afloat right now? I feel like I'm drowning.
Mm-hmm. So I'm 47. So what I'm noticing with a lot of my 40-year-old friends is that 40-year-old men, it's like you have more permission to talk about this when you're around 40, because that where's their saying 40-year-old crisis or midlife crisis?
Midlife. Well, and because you have some time. So it's like I couldn't come to you and be like, Sean, I'm 26. I feel like I'm failing. You'd be like, dude, you're
Right.
just
Yeah.
starting out in life. Of course you're
Yes.
failing. Like you're
Right.
meant to fail right now. But at like 40, you get to a point where you're like,
Right.
I should be succeeding. And sometimes you don't feel like you are.
Numerous of my friends that are in their like, right around 40, Jordan, have pulled me to the side in these private, intimate places, said like, man, I feel like I'm really screwing this up. Like, I feel like I'm failing. I wish I was farther along with my career, with my finances, with this, with my fitness, with my wife. So let me echo it in. Your husband often feels like he's failing, even though he looks fine. I'm not done talking about this. I'm just like repeating it. And I'm
Right.
glad you like it.
I
Do you have many conversations with men privately, or like a sense of like where this is like a vibe?
No. I mean, not about this topic. I think it'd be. I have one buddy, other than you, that I could bring up and talk about this with, and we could have a really deep conversation about it. But
Yeah.
I was going to put in input, but I want to kind of put in questions since you've had a lot of conversations with guys about
Yeah.
this. Obviously, when you say, or when someone comes, you say like, I feel like I'm failing. Can you get more specific? Is that overall life? Is that at being a father figure? Is that in business? Is that in being, or is that literally in everything? You're just like, I just feel like I'm failing in every category.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I can't speak for every man ever, but some men, it's like. I think in most men, it's categories, because men
Categories.
we're very much like categorical thinkers. So as you're a woman, listening to this, here's what I want you to really think about: is that many wives, they kind of assume like, hey, if he was unhappy, he'd tell me. No, that's not the way men are. Like, it's just like this feeling of like, I wish I could do better. I need to be doing better. But I don't want to go around kind of being mopey or down. That's not like nothing good comes out of that. And I need to just keep grinding and keep putting one step forward. And then oftentimes we don't talk about that, because when we do talk about it with our wives, it doesn't normally go well. It's not like enjoyable. It doesn't feel good. Or it's like, why would I talk about it with my friends? Because that's just too embarrassing.
Right.
Like they're doing so
So-
much better. Look at their cars, look at their families, their kids.
Yeah. We're always comparing ourselves to the other, whoever's better than us. I was thinking of ways to, I don't know if coaching this is the right word or being a friend about this, but like you could go into the method of like trying to convince them, like, dude, what are you talking about? You've got an amazing family. You've got an awesome job. Like your health, you're walking. Like we could go into like, let's dumb it down to be grateful for the simplest things, because we're killing it in like just being alive and having an awesome family, right? Let's just stop there. And then you're like, oh, you're right. Or is it, should we be giving ourselves more praise? Should we be complimenting each other as dudes more often? Should we tell our spouse like, hey, I need more support from you because I feel like I'm failing and I need you to tell me I'm not?
What you brought up here is like really important. You partner like, what's the solution, Sean? How do we do this? How do we like not feel this way? And I don't know. I don't know if there's one specific answer, Jordan. But let me tell you a little story that I think will help people to figure out their answers. Here's like the metaphor that I came up. This is my little make-believe story that I made up. So imagine like you're a 9-year-old and you're playing soccer, and your team is down, and you come to the sideline and you really want to win the game, and you're 9 years old, you're a little boy. And you kind of feel down, and you're like, oh, we're losing. I'm down by 3 goals. And you're very emotional because you're 9.
Right.
And you just kind of feel like, ugh. And you get your orange slices, and you're eating on the orange. And you look up at the coach, and the coach is about to say something. All right? And you wonder, what's the coach going to say? What's the coach going to say? Just pause for a second. That feeling right there is what a lot of men feel. Like, what's the coach going to say? Am I all alone here? Do I have anyone to support me? Is the coach going to come down on us? and criticize us and tell us we're sucking out there and tell me I'm not doing a good job? Or is the coach going to cheerlead us and say, we got this, guys, we can do this? What the coach says and what the players say to themselves, we'll talk about next. But that's like the feeling, like, oh, it's just every day we're just losing here. It's just so hard.
That's the feeling you're saying of what these guys feel, the failure.
That's my
analogy.
Okay. I'm on a losing path here. I wish things were going better. And that you have to keep grinding. You have to keep playing the game. You can't just sit on the sidelines. You can't give up. You got to keep going. And you don't know also, if you want to talk about it because you don't know if anyone's ever going to help or actually hurt.
But this feeling of failure sometimes could be a figment of our imagination, dude. It's like we feel this way, but that's not reality, and you need someone to smack some sense into you. You know what? I mean, in some cases. Maybe in other cases you are failing, but...
I love what you're saying. I don't know if I agree with every single man in the history of mankind would agree with you, but I agree. I love what you're saying. You need to smack yourself. Give me a smack. What would the smack sound like?
Wake up. Dude, what are you talking about? You got a freaking awesome spouse. You got 2 adorable children who love you. I'm just making up examples. I mean, or you actually have a situation where you just got fired. You live in an apartment or in the basement of your parents' house, and you're 42 years old. It's time to pick up your pants and keep going. I don't know people's situation, but in some cases, this feeling of you're never going to feel like you're succeeding. I'm sorry. Life is just, there's too much getting thrown at you. You're always comparing yourself to those that are the billionaires and the richest and have the best house and the best family. On the surface, other people have it so much better than you. So I feel like it's always set in our favor to feel like failure when that's not the case.
So what you're doing right now is something I didn't even know we were going to be doing, but it's so good. It's like, well, what do you do about it? And just to kind of echo what you're just saying is, Sean, how men think about their lives and their problems really matter. Are they going to go through it thinking oh, woe is me, life's so hard, we're down 2 goals? Or are they going to be like, you know what, I have so much to be grateful for. Stop comparing, stop complaining, and just focus on the beautiful, good things in life. And so you don't have to feel like you're feeling so much. That's what I hear you saying, and that's brilliant advice.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way this could go. I mean, some people could be failing, and it could be a legit thing, and they need help. They need support, and I think that's the other side of this, where it's either smack in the face, what reality are you living in, bro? Everyone looks at you, and you're winning, or it's all right, no, I'm gonna do better at letting you know that you're doing awesome, letting you know that you're an amazing dad, letting you know that you're an amazing husband, right? Maybe we need more love and support.
Okay, maybe we need more love and support. Okay, let's go back to our analogy. You're a 9-year-old kid. You wonder, what is the coach going to say? And you look up, and here's what the coach says. Just let me say about 7 lines right now and just soak it in.
All right.
Ready? The coach, you're all sitting at the bench. The coach looks at you, and the coach says to you, hey, you left some spots on the dishes. Hey, your hair, what are you doing with your hair? Hey, I need you to fix the screen door. Today, we have bugs coming in. Hey, when I asked you to pick up the kids, you kind of moaned at me, and you kind of gave me a look. Hey, our child didn't like the way you did that. Right? You are on the sidelines. You're down 2 goals. You're a man. And you're feeling like you're feeling, and then that happens. What do you think? What are you thinking? I hear your lawnmower.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I tried to mute my mic, but
it's all good. Keep going. It's fine.
Going.
Keep going. What do you think about what I just did there for our audience?
I think it's one of the situations. Yeah, you knocked me when I'm down, bro. It's like I'm already down, and you just stepped right on top of me, right? Yeah, so what I thought you were gonna say as a coach is being like, "Yo, you guys are down right now, but you're kicking butt out there, Johnny." You ran from the goal to the other goal and almost scored and beat every other kid. You guys have the talent to beat this team, right? So I thought you were going to do the pep talk, but you were like, no, I'm going to hit you while you're down.
And do you see what I can tell you what I tried to do, but did you see what I just did? What did I just do, in your opinion? What did I do?
You threw more on our plate. After we feel like we have so much
I
on our
pretended to
plate.
be a wife
Yeah.
who was
yeah.
criticizing her husband, who was bringing negative energy into her husband. So her husband is feeling like he's down 2 goals, whether he is or not.
Right.
He feels that way. I am disappointed in certain things. And then what does spouses do sometimes? They bring that negative energy, that criticalness. And this is something I want you all to understand about men. He already feels like he's failing. And it's hard for him when he feels criticized more than admired.
Yeah.
You agree? Does that sound like a men you know? He feels like he's feeling, and it's really hard for him when he feels criticized more than admired. Do you agree? This is good advice or understanding men?
Yeah, I think sometimes in relationships, couples take mental notes of what the other person does, and it's like, I'm doing more than them, right? And it's like this like scoreboard in your mind, like, well, I took out the trash, and I cleaned the dishes, and I did the laundry, and I took the kids to school. What did you do today? And there's this like mental battle that goes on with this, and so sometimes when one spouse feels like they're losing that battle, they'll criticize,
Criticize.
you know. And
remember that, criticism,
support.
negative energy, right? And remember what the Gottman Institute says. There's 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, 4 things that really destroy marriages and relationships. Criticism is 1. Number 2 is defensiveness, which often comes with criticism. 3 is stonewalling. And 4 is, oh my gosh, what's 4? Oh my gosh, I forgot, but that doesn't matter. Here's a quote.
Happens to me all the time.
A guy.
What's their name again?
Here's a quote that I found of a guy who does like marriage intensive counselings. I thought it was really interesting. He says this: many men are feeling like they're constantly being evaluated instead of appreciated. Instead of feeling like a winner in their home, they feel like they're in a never-ending performance review.
Yeah.
And so what we want you to understand, men, is men may not go around saying that they're like comparing themselves or they're hard on themselves, because this is just the way men are. We just don't talk about that very much. And then when a woman can come and add to that criticism, add to that performance review, it makes it even harder. But as Jordan was saying, and we're going to say right now, the more you can be that coach and your player feels like he's down whether he is or not, and just build him up with love, positivity, goodness, hope, appreciation, affection, we're going to help him feel like, hey, I'm not alone here, and I think I am winning. And even if I am down, I got a winning coach, and I got winning teammates here that are going to be in this with me, and they're cheering me on. That's my 2 cents.
Dude, I love it. That was a great first topic.
You do?
And
Okay.
that was very important. My first one is it's much more simple, but I think it's very needed. Okay. And what husbands or dads or men need is support. And I think support is so big. Let me give you an example. All right, and this is a silly, simple example, but it goes a long way.
Yeah.
I like doing things when we have nothing to do on the weekends. I don't want to sit around the house. I want to go do something, okay? In some situations, I'll ask the kids, hey, what do you guys want to do this weekend? Oh, I don't know, just play with friends, hang around the house. I don't want to do anything. And I'm like, no, bro, we're going on a freaking waterfall hike. That's what we're doing this weekend. Sorry. Yeah. So we are going on a waterfall hike. Oh, well, how long is it going to take to get there? Like, is there a hike? How long do I have to hike? Like, what kind of timeline are we talking about, Dad? And I'm just like, here comes the negativity. And let me tell you, at the end of the day, they have the best times of their lives. But getting there can be so difficult. Yeah. And I'm hearing this nagging. I'm hearing all this negativity. Yeah. Then comes my wife. Guys, your dad wants to go on a waterfall hike. We're going on a waterfall hike.
Yes.
Okay? We're getting out the door this weekend, and we're going to go have some fun. As a family. She's supporting
your leadership,
She's
your goals, your dreams,
the crazy
your masculinity.
Idea. Yes. Yeah. So if I didn't have that cheerleader support, if I didn't have that support in general, this negativity is going to get to me. I'm like, fine, what's the point of me putting in all this effort? Fine, we're just going to sit around the house. I'll go do my own thing. I'll go work on a project that I need to do, and you guys can do whatever the heck you want. Be boring. I don't care. And then we don't have a family day, right? But because I have that support, I'm able to do what this dream I had set out for the day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that could be anything.
Right.
This is just
Yeah.
one example of going to spend time out as a family for a day and hearing all the negativity that comes with it.
Yeah.
Having someone that can give you that support will
Yes.
turn your little fantasy dream into a reality, whether that's
So good.
creating a business, you need that support. Whether
do.
that's going and doing something fun as a family, you still need that support because there's going to
Yeah.
be naysayers. So
Yeah.
this, I think, can go a long way for dads, for guys in general.
So good, dude. So good. My wife's Instagram page is so different than mine. Like the videos that we enjoy.
Yeah.
Have you seen? And
Oh, your
been recently
algorithm?
watching this type of genre of a video that your story made me think of this. Have you seen this yet? It shows a man, and he's just sitting there at the dining room table or on a couch or driving a car, and his wife just puts her hand on his neck, or the wife literally just says in a different shot, "Hey, thanks for working so hard." And then all of a sudden it cuts to some imagery, and it shows like a great white shark coming out of the water. It shows a gorilla like pounding his fist. It shows like a spaceship soaring. It shows like a Olympic sprinter. It shows a muscle man. It shows a man like at the top of a mountain being like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have not seen this yet.
Dude,
But that's exactly right.
You want to understand, man? That's what we're talking about. A little bit of, kids, your dad wants to go on a hike. We're doing it. Get your shoes on. Zip it. Like that
Right.
little support, these little things. Like your husband, your man is on that sideline every day, and he wakes up feeling like, okay, today's going to be hard. I suck as a man. I suck as a dad. I'm not as good as my neighbor. I'm keeping up with the Joneses. I wish I was doing better. And a little bit of support goes such a long way.
Long freaking way. So that's mine. That's my first one.
Okay.
I
My
got a
number
couple more,
two.
but what's your number two?
Okay, my number two is really deep. Number two, withdraw is often your man's way of like feeling overwhelmed or seeking emotional safety. It's not apathy. Okay, so withdrawal is often overwhelm and safety, not apathy. So what happens is many men, we are much less mature than our wives. We are much less
let's put that out
emotionally
there right now.
mature.
Right.
And we don't understand ourselves, our emotions. We're not as skilled at self-regulation. We're not as skilled as conflict communication. We don't know how to share our feelings. We don't know what to do. And we are afraid to yell and get aggressive because most men are not allowed to yell. Their voices are too loud. They should not yell. And so we're afraid of yelling. We're afraid of saying the wrong thing. And we get so flooded with all these emotions. And the safest thing for us to do sometimes, and the best thing, if we don't know what else to do, is that we get quiet. And we get quiet because it's like all these emotions are coming over us. We want to feel safe. We want other people to feel safe. But I want you to understand about a man is that when he does this, it doesn't mean he doesn't care.
When he
It
gets
doesn't
quiet,
mean
when he
he
withdraws.
doesn't care. When he goes to empty the garbage can, or he's taking a poop for 20 minutes, or he's just quiet and he's just
Working in the
listening.
garage.
It doesn't mean he doesn't care. It just means this is how men are. We're going into the cave and we're thinking and we want to pursue connection. We want to be there, but we are untrained emotionally and we're not as quick to be emotionally loving or present. And so just realize this about your man. It's just because he may not show up in that heat of that moment, it doesn't mean he doesn't care.
True. Now, I've been in this situation. I've been in this moment. And one way that has helped me is the emotional person in this relationship, which would be my wife, would almost come to my rescue, right? So like, excuse me, as I'm in this withdrawn moment,
Yeah.
5 minutes goes by, no talking, no communicating. 10 minutes goes by,
Yeah.
you hear footsteps come in. Hey. And then she will initiate the conversation or break the silence to help draw it out of me because I'm not going to draw it out myself. I'm too proud.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Right. Yep.
And so then I feel
There's
forced
power.
to
Yeah,
do it,
talk to-
but it's
power struggle.
It's good. Yep. It's good. And then I can release my feelings and then we get through it. But I wouldn't initiate it myself. It comes.
Yeah.
because of that significant other.
Right. So I want to make a point real quick, and I want to give everyone a tip. Okay. We should all be shaking our heads up and down right now, not left to right. Up and down, like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Men withdraw more; they get more quiet, right? But hear me out. Withdrawing is not good. Just because we're like saying it's normal and it's coming doesn't mean it's right. You shouldn't be withdrawing and avoiding your family or your wife. So this episode's called Understanding Men because I want you to understand men and understand yourself. But don't do it. Well, I don't know what to do, Sean. You just said.
Well,
you just told me. You just said we get overwhelmed. So what am I supposed to do then? Well, let me give you a few tips right now, okay? These are things that I've learned over the last 10 years as being married to a woman. Learn to get like 5 or 6 catchphrases in your toolbox. Here's some things that work for me that I use. When you feel overwhelmed or anxious or angry and you're about to yell, instead of withdrawing, instead of avoiding, instead of saying, I can't handle this, or instead of saying something stupid, get like 5 or 6 catchphrases in your pocket. Put it on your phone, read them every day. Here's some of my favorite ones. I want to like talk to you about this. I just don't know how I feel about it right now. So I need some time to think it through. Idea 2, I just need to take a time out real quick. Let me gather my emotions. I'll be back in 10 or 20 minutes. Idea 3, sometimes it just takes me a little bit longer to figure out how I feel about this stuff. So I'm here. I want to do this with you. I just need some time to think it through. Idea 4, hey, I want you to know I'm in this with you. I love you. I'm not really sure right now if I want to do it your way. I don't know if that's a win-win. I'm a man, so sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to think about this, but I do care. I love you. I need a little bit of time. Is that okay with you? Do you like those?
Kinda. I mean, they're a little robotic.
Yeah,
I think in the
good.
moment, in a situation that might be heated in this situation, saying those things might not come across that well to the other.
Good feedback. Tell me, what do you mean by robotic? What do you mean? Because my wife tells me that she feels like I'm robotic sometimes. So I'd love to hear more about that. Yeah.
It's like what you're saying, you are articulating it, and it makes sense on paper. But from a human-to-human conversation or element or this relationship, it's not real, right? So
I am a computer processor, and I cannot talk to you right now. I need a 10-minute timeout, maybe 20 minutes.
Like when you say, hey, I love you, but I just don't know how I feel about this. I need some time. I don't think the female in this situation would even hear that you said you love them. That this isn't loving. It's just you said you love them, but you're giving me signs now that you're just like pissed off and want to go sit in a room for 5 minutes and think it over. So I don't know what the right answer is. It just doesn't.
That's good. That's good. I appreciate that.
I don't know.
Well, what would be? Well, then, okay. Let me say this. Let me try this. Okay, then, honey. If I don't know what to say, I don't want to get quiet.
Oh yeah, I've been there. I've been there 100 times.
I don't want you to feel like you're alone or I don't care, but I don't know what to say.
Right. I say, you know what I say? I say,
if you don't like those phrases, if I sound like a robot, like give me some ideas. What can I say to you? Because I'm open to trying something new.
I'll be like, I don't know.
I literally don't know what to say.
Right. Mine is, I don't know what to say because I don't want to get in trouble. So like, I don't want to say anything because I don't want to get in trouble right now. And so
I don't say that. I say, I don't know what to say. I don't want to hurt you or cross the line. And I know I do that a lot. So I don't know what to say. So, and then, I'd love some feedback, or I just need time to figure out how I want to say it.
Well, it's true, because we do need the time, and you're right. And that time will help give us clarity. It's just sometimes in the moment, there's almost no time for time. It's like, no, we need to figure this out right now. So maybe what your point is that we need to give us guys in general, some time, because we really don't know.
We really don't know.
I don't know how to
this is episode called, the episode is called Understanding Man.
I know, but I don't understand.
Not fixing men or not telling men how to be better. The episode is not, how to be the perfect man. It's just called understanding men. So we don't have to have all the answers today. What's your next one?
Good.
Let's move on. Let's keep it
Okay,
going.
my next one. I don't know if I'll do my third one, but I will. It's fine. But this one I like. Your guy, your man, your father, your brother, guys in general. You know what we need? We might not say we need it, but we do. We need love. We really do. Like,
what is
love is so important, and we could put it off as like, no, we're not into that mushy gushy stuff. But like, when I come home, and my kids are like, "Dad, you're home," it is the coolest feeling in the world. It is amazing to feel that love, and a mother-son's bond is so strong. And I think that love and that connection is felt every day. But sometimes with a father-son or a father-daughter, that connection isn't felt every day. Even though it's there, it's just, it might not be felt. So it's very important for kids to hug their dad, for their wives to be like, we're so grateful for you. Like, the affection really does work. And I think it's important for people to know that, because sometimes you think that, well, not my man or my guys too, he doesn't care about it. I think he really does.
He does. He does. What do you mean by love? What is love? Men in love. Are you talking about physical love, quality time, gifts, acts of service, words of affirmation? What is it? What is love?
It depends what you feel is love. For me, I like words of affirmation. I think learning after this podcast, more guys need words of affirmation. Okay. I think just saying I love you is very important. I still tell my dad, I'm like, all right, I love you after every conversation.
I think one of your love languages is what you talked about with the whole waterfall hike situation. You really feel loved by your wife when she supports your dreams and your like masculine outdoor adventure vibe, and you want to bring that culture to your kids. And she would. You think about it this way: if I really wanted to hurt you, like if I was your wife, Danny, if I really wanted to hurt you, that's exactly what I would do. I would say, kids, you don't have to go on a hike with your dad. Oh,
That's
kids,
true.
No, that's your dad's thing. No, we don't force our kids to do adventures in this home, Jordan.
Right.
That's like weird. We're not those type of parents. We have to let our kids choose their own life. That would, dude, you'd probably get divorced.
Yeah,
you'd be like, I can't do this, right?
Yeah.
They think
or
about,
like if I were to ask my daughter, like, hey, do you want to do a father-daughter date? And she's like, I'm like, oh, that just broke my heart a little bit. You're right.
Yeah. I like to tell my clients in my VIP membership like this sometimes. They'll say like, when you think about love, think about like, because I have these activities that help us understand love and the love languages, and way deeper than that, I call them desires. Like when what are the ways that people really love you? But when you know the ways that people can really fill your bucket and show you love, they also know how they can hurt you. Right? So like if your number one love language is like words of affirmation, for example, well then it probably hurts so much when your kids or your spouse says mean things to you, because words mean more to you than the average person, right?
Yeah. That's good. I never thought about it. We always talk about love languages, and then you're right. There's a counter to that could be very cruel. Not cruel. Like, could be hurtful.
My third point is very similar to what you just shared. Very similar. You ready? Here it comes.
Yeah.
Understanding men. Third point. Men feel love through appreciation and affection more than anything. Now, I've got some stats that blew my mind that I want to share.
Okay.
First, let me explain what I mean by this. Okay. So what lands as love to your man, to your husband, to your son? Go figure it out. Ask them. Like, be a detective.
Yeah.
Go ask them. Have to take the 5 love languages test. It's free. It's online. Like, notice. Realize, like something I said, if your husband's love language is, let's say, working out, then talk to him and come up with a way for you. He feels supported by you in when he's working out, and make sure it's an agreeable arrangement. I just made that up, right?
Yeah, no, totally. Yep.
Like if your husband's love language is he really wants to come home to a really clean and neat house, well then figure out a way so he can feel loved, Maybe you have to invest in a house cleaner, once or twice a month. Maybe it's like, oh, but I hate cleaning my house, Sean. My husband's a clean freak. Right. It's called love. It's not about you.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like what women often miss is like, correcting how he loves, correcting or trying to guide him on what true love is, or trying to convince him that he's not doing enough. Like these are all, see this theme of like,
Yeah.
They want to feel loved.
It's true. I mean, that's why I came up with it. I was like, man, this is one of my top 3 for sure. And you hit the nail on the head in terms of, me liking doing things with the family. There's other, ways as well, but it's funny because sometimes we as spouses think we assume we know what our spouse's love language is. And then you're right, we do some digging. You're like, I had no idea.
Right.
You like when I buy you gifts?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Like this shouldn't come as a big surprise to you, but I said this to my wife like 15 years ago. We've been married for 22 years. I said, you know what I think my number one love language is, Danielle? Is like conflict, like handling conflict in a loving way. Because when you handle conflict in a way that I don't like, it hurts me so much. It's like a kryptonite. Does that kind of make sense? That somebody like me, like I'm really into, it's really hard for me. I've done a lot of therapy around it, a lot of work, but I just like, everyone has conflict, but like how you handle conflict with me, like respectfully, firmly, like kindly, being firm, like assertive with yourself, like that means a lot to me,
Yeah.
All right, I got
That's
some stats.
good.
You ready for this?
Listen, okay, stats, and then I'll give you my last one.
These are mind. I feel like these are mind blowing. Because if you really
Okay,
understand
all right.
men, and you really understand how hard it is for so much men to feel loved, to feel appreciated. If you understand that so many men feel like they're sitting on the sideline and they're a 9-year-old boy and their team is losing, and they feel kind of down, then this really even makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I hear an echo.
I don't know. Yeah, because it turned off from these for some reason automatically. So I gotta leave and come back.
Oh, you do? Okay, we got to stop. So we got to stop at 37. Okay.
Yeah, literally just disconnected from my headphones and went straight to this and I didn't even touch anything.
Weird.
I literally don't know why. Because
Maybe
these are
it's new.
wired.
I mean,
there's no battery.
Yeah. Do you have a different headphone? Or did you already try that last week?
We did this with Emery and it was fine.
Maybe try different
We were on
headphones
for like,
next week. Right. It could be like a little broken headphone. Those are like cheapies.
Yeah, but we just used them yesterday.
Or you can try plugging into your mic,
Right, it is.
Okay, or try plugging it into the computer then.
Okay.
Play around with it.
Let's try.
And then when we do the recap, I'll get us started. With my first one, you go to your first one, and we'll just do it really fast, okay? All right, mic check.
Okay, I've only done 2 so far. Mic check.
Okay, good. Okay, so you have one. You have one more after. You have one more after this.
Yeah, but my last one could be quick. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. We'll pick it up at Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here comes the stat. In 2024, one poll did a stat, and I find this so shocking. 82% of men reported that physical affection from their partner is their primary factor in reducing stress and feeling happy.
You know what I love? A good massage. Just a nice neck rub. That goes a long way.
Why do you think that number is so high? 82%. That's almost 100% of all men.
Because we're guys.
Saying my number one way of like is a physical affection from their partner.
Yeah.
And that is like my number one way of how I cope with stress and feel happy is this little touch, making love, hugs, a physical affection. You think this?
We're guys. We like
guys.
We like the power of touch, man. I don't know. I think it's something in all of us, right? And whether it is, lovemaking or it's literally just, a hand rub or, it could be the simplest thing and it goes a long way.
Can I tell you one other
Sure.
theory of why this number is so high?
Yeah, please.
It's a theory. This might be hard to swallow, everybody, but here's the theory. I think one of the reasons it might be so high is that many men have wives who really struggle in kind of being there for their man emotionally, or struggle in saying kind words to their husbands, or struggle in being loving, comforted, like sideline coaches.
Really?
And they don't really know how to talk to their man, but they know how to make love with him and give him a hug, right? That's a theory I think everyone listening should really be thinking about.
Okay.
It
might be. I mean, I don't know.
Here's 2 more stats on that same one poll. All right, ready? 88% of men surveyed indicated that they wish their partner did more to make them feel sexually desired.
Oh, okay, say it again. They wish their partner did more.
Yeah, like you, I like you, I think you're sexy. I want to make sex with you.
I get it.
90%. And then here's this one's really, really deep. Okay, this is a hard pill to swallow. You ready for this?
Yeah.
85% of husbands, all right, 85% of husbands reportedly lose interest in their wives over time. Often tied, like why?
Yeah.
Often tied to a decrease in affection and increased feelings of feeling criticized and unappreciated.
Whoa. That's crazy. What was the percentage of that? 80?
85% of husbands lose interest in their wives. I'm going to say it again. Just take it. Ready? Listen to this stat. Men, women, listen to the stat. 85% of husbands reportedly lose interest in their wives over time. Why? Often tied to decrease in affection from their spouse, their wife, and increased feelings of being criticized and unappreciated.
All right, just so everyone knows, that's not something me and Sean are saying. That is an actual study saying that. So that is fascinating. I've never heard that before, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. That's why we're doing this episode called Understanding Men, because what we've talked about, some of the themes you're picking up here. Men feel like they're 9-year-old boys sitting on the sidelines and their game is losing, and how their coach talks to them, how their teammates talk to them in that moment really matters, right?
Yes.
All right, you got your last one. What's
no,
your
I'm going to
3?
stick with my 2 because I'm all in on that, and I think those are the biggest ones. The third one was just like, what else could I add in there? And I'm proud of these. I don't even care about the third one, and I'm so excited for your 3 that you just shared because it was so deep. So I'm good.
All right. Women, you really want to understand your man, your husband. Men, do you want to understand yourself? Here are a few things to really take away from. 1, your husband often feels like he's failing, even when he looks fine. Men have this quiet, somber feeling about ourselves, like, I'm not doing enough. I should be doing more. I'm sucking at all this.
True. So true. Mine is we want to feel supported, right? Supported by our spouse, supported by our kids, supported by our friends. I think we need to do a better job of supporting our spouse. It can be so important for a guy to feel supported, even if it's kind of like a silly idea. You're like, what do you want to do this weekend? Spouse, wife, if you support him, he's going to feel so much love and respect, and it's going to help the family dynamic so much.
Number 3, men, we often withdraw, not because we don't care. We withdraw because we're just overwhelmed. We don't know how to talk. We don't know how to manage our emotions. We feel like we need like a timeout or like some emotional safety. We don't want to hurt you or hit anyone. But it's not because we don't care. We just don't know what to say sometimes.
True. And no matter how like tough we seem, we still need love. It is so important for us to feel loved. Say, I love you. Give your dad a hug. Make sure your husband knows how much you care for him. Like these words, these, a nice massage. If your husband loves the power of touch, it can go a long way.
You really want to understand your man and make them feel loved. Realize this is that most men, they feel loved through appreciation and admiration and affection. Like, you have such a power over your man to build them up and to fill their cup, so use it. Thanks so much,
So
everybody, for today's episode. I absolutely loved it. I loved learning and hearing from
too.
you, and I love that we get to do this awesome podcast. If you enjoy this podcast, then leave us some positive reviews on your app or podcast provider. And if you want to learn more about me and working with me, check out my VIP membership. Much love, y'all.